Hey folks, I am here in Arlington, Virginia, and I want to actually thank someone because I don't recall who it was, but someone on Facebook told me about these palms a while ago, or I should say this palm. There were two of them, and I believe one of them died in the bad freeze. It was like 2013 or something like that. But yeah, you can go on street. I went on Street View, and someone told me about that there were palms in the street, and I went on Street View and found them. And yeah, I guess the other one must have died. It looked like it was really beat up after like the 2013 freeze. I think that was what killed it. But I mean, look at this palm. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous windmill palm, Trachycarpus fortunei. And I mean, look at that thing, just magnificent. This is honestly, this is seriously one of the biggest in the area. I mean, that is a huge, huge windmill palm, and it is just so gorgeous. It's got, pretty stiff looking fronds. Doesn't quite look like a Wagnerianus, but I mean, those are some pretty, sorry, the camera's kind of bad, but you can see that some pretty stiff looking fronds up there, and just absolutely magnificent. It's got, pretty good, some good thickness to the trunk up there, and as is typical, the trunk actually gets thicker as you go up. It's the thinnest at the base, but look at that thing, just huge. I mean, that's like close to the one at the Smithsonian Castle. Gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, that's one of the biggest in the area. One of like the top 3 biggest in the area. Maybe top 2. It's crazy. I mean, this thing is just gorgeous. That is a magnificent windmill palm. So yeah, there were 2 of them. They got been planted here. I think like 2008 was the first Street View. They were already there. So these things have been here for like probably at least 15 years. So they were clearly planted as very young palms. And definitely never protected because the other one was killed. But yeah, these palms have never been protected, planted as young specimens, and they've just been here this whole time. Actually, this palm, obviously. But it's just incredible. I mean, you just go around here, this neighborhood. You guys may have seen my sable miner video when I was driving here in DC that I found that beautiful sable miner. But you could just, I mean, it's amazing. This is just a random neighborhood. And then, I don't know if this is a palm enthusiast or what, but I mean, that is just insane. That is just insane. I can't believe that this is like right here, right next to DC. Yeah, this is in Arlington, Virginia. Just gorgeous. I mean, look at that thing. That is a beautiful, beautiful palm. And I love windmill palms. They're so cool. And, they are marginal here the other one was killed. So yeah, they're definitely very marginal here, but just seeing this is just so, so, so cool. And, it's just incredible. This palm certainly earned its place in the landscape. These are such hardy palms, and just absolutely gorgeous. Just look at that. I mean, magnificent, magnificent palm. Incredible, and it's got an incredibly full crown of fronds. I mean, look at that. It's just, I can't believe it. It's this crazy, incredibly beautiful palm tree growing here in the DC area. So this is one of those palms like the one at the Smithsonian Castle. Unfortunately, before it was sort of like that before they move it. Now it's sort of got like now it's got to become reestablished. But that one was like super well established. This is one of those palms that's, it's been here probably close to as long as the one that the Smithsonian Castle had been at the Air and Space Museum. And this is one of those palms that's just it's been through those bad winters that actually killed the other palm that was there. And they were like a lot smaller. They were like that big back then in like 2013. And it's been through those winters, and it's come out, it looked like it was maybe a little damaged, not much. The other one was pretty badly beaten up, and then it either died then or the next winter took it out. But this one so yeah, sorry. My point is that this is one of those palms that's been through those bad winters. And even though windmill palms are marginal here, it would take like the coldest winter in like DC history to kill this. Because these are just, these are such tough, these are such tough palms that you just, just the fact that what makes windmill palms marginal here is the fact that a lot of them are planted young, or transplanted when they're, a bit older, and then they're taken out when they're young, or they're damaged and then taken out the next winter. That's what sort of makes them marginal. Once a palm becomes established in the DC area, a windmill palm, they sort of become a lot more bulletproof. And, this palm is just incredible. And by the way, I haven't even, mentioned this, but look at this beautiful, this is a coast redwood right here. This is the, the California coast redwood that you have, growing wild in Northern California. These are pretty rare trees. These people clearly know what they're doing, because they've got some good plantings here. I mean, you know, coast redwoods are pretty rare in the DC area, and that's just a beautiful one. It was probably planted. They're super fast growers. They can grow like, you know, probably in this climate, maybe like a foot a year or something. I mean, they're fast growers. This thing's probably been in the ground probably as long as the windmill palm. But that is just amazing. I mean, windmill palm and coast redwood growing next to each other. And I think that these are two plants that complement each other really well. They're both native to, you know, misty, wet, I mean, redwood's not really subtropical climate, but they're native to similar climates. You know, you find beautiful windmill palms along the Northern California coast, where you have the coast redwood. So I think they sort of complement each other very well. But I'd say that this palm is probably pretty bulletproof, you know, in its state now, just because it's become so well established and it's been through those, you know, some of the worst winters in DC history in 2013 and in those really bad winters. And it's come out, you know, it's just made it through those. But just amazing. It just blows me away. This is one of the nicest windmill palms I've seen in the DC area. I mean, this may be the nicest windmill palm I've seen in the DC area in terms of overall looks. The one at the Smithsonian Castle, before it was transplanted, it sort of had like a little bit of almost like a little bit of a skirt and a full crown, and now it just, you know, doesn't look great because they had to, obviously, you have to like trim away a lot of the fronds to conserve energy when you transplant it. But, you know, at some point it's going to hopefully get back that full crown look. But even when it was at the Air and Space Museum, it never had as many fronds as this. This is like your London or Vancouver type windmill palm, you know, or even like Southern California or something, where you just got fronds, you know, down like a lot of the trunk, and like half the trunk's just filled with fronds, and it's just so beautiful. I mean, look at how many fronds are up there. So yeah, I mean, how tall is this thing? This thing is like going up to the second story of that house. That is probably, I mean, to the top of that frond, that's got to be like 20 feet. I mean, it's definitely gives the Smithsonian Castle windmill palm a run for its money. And in terms of overall looks, this one definitely looks a lot better. Although, of course, that one had to be transplanted, so it's going to take a couple years for it to get its full crown back. But this is just maybe the most beautiful windmill palm I've seen in the DC area. Again, they are marginal here, but it's just, you know, marginal doesn't mean what everyone thinks it means in terms of palms like this. I mean, you know, most of the windmill palms that die here are younger palms that have only been there maybe for a year or two, and then often they won't die in one winter. Sometimes they will, but sometimes they'll get damaged and then be, you know, so weak that they'll die the next winter. And, you know, like a really bad winter can take them out. But an established palm like this, it really does, you know, it's sort of a monument to this palm's hardiness. And I mean, I just cannot believe that. It is just so insane. And that coast redwood too, I'd be marveling over just that alone. But obviously the windmill palm takes the prize here, because they're you know, a windmill palm this size is like, I mean, it's beyond incredible. It's just in this area, it's just amazing. It's like a 20-foot windmill palm right here in Arlington, Virginia. All right, thanks for watching, folks. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you to whoever on Facebook. You guys can comment below. If whoever told me about it, that is there. Whoever told me about this palm, they said there was a palm on the street and I found it. And whoever told me about this, I'm incredibly grateful, because this is one of the nicest windmill palms I've ever seen in the area. It's just incredible. So thank you to whoever that is. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys like it, if you guys are a fan of windmill palms. And yeah, it's pretty darn cool to see that here, and you can see it's got all those old past flower stalks there. All right, thanks for watching, folks. Stay tuned for more videos. Windmill palm and a beautiful coast redwood growing here in Arlington, Virginia, just across the Potomac River from Washington, D.C. All right, take care, folks.